Hey there guys, Sam, welcome back to my little corner of the universe. Welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. And we are going to talk to a certain someone that avoided joining with us because we didn't have a human partner.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something?
Actually, do you want to tag along with me?
Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
And there we go. So first we're going to do, is that workbench? Is that how to repair stuff? Damn. One of these days, empty syringe, drain microfusion. Oh, I don't have enough science to mess with that. That's what most of this stuff is, like gas bomb, duct tape, pilot light, scrap electronics. That's pretty cool. Huh, gecko hide belt. That's awesome. Yeah, I might have to run through this. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Where's the repair my... Here, can you repair some stuff? Can I talk to him? There we go.
Not to worry, boss. I'm sure killing the boss of one of the families will in no way lead to savage, bloody reprisals against you and your loved ones.
Can you repair some of my stuff?
Sure, I'll just pull a toolbox out from behind a conveniently placed rock and get to work.
Very funny.
Talk to me at my shack. I've at least got tools there.
That's where we're at. Right here. Right here. Can I not... Hey, I just need to repair some of my armor, is what I'm saying here. Raul.
Over-elaborate mob schemes to take over Vegas. Reminds me of the days before the war.
Can you repair...
Sure.
Okay, fine.
Talk.
Fine. So, we're not going to be able to repair stuff until he's back at his thing. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to explore the Mojave together, Raul. And we're going to have some fun. So I will see you guys in just a moment. So here we are over at Novak. Let's see, and we're going to, not Cliff Brasco, we're going to go talk to a certain person named Ranger Andy. Hey there, Ranger Andy.
Hey.
Before you fall asleep, can I? Okay.
Any word on Station Charlie?
Everyone there was wiped out.
What? What happened?
I don't know the details, just saw a lot of dead Rangers.
God damn it. I just spoke to them the other day. If this is some kind of sick joke, nah, that'd be too far. Even for those guys. Listen, this could be trouble for all of us. Whoever did this is still out there, and they might.
Well, I guess the previous quest that I had
to
to
find out
further
who
on.
did this, we can be better prepared to deal with them if they come through here.
Okay. So what do you do here, Ranger Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time, it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
Oh, you're not useless. What happened?
A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet.
What did you do?
I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate.
Ugh.
Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel. Just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
You're with the NCR, right?
Was with them. That was back when my arm and leg used to work better. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I'll check in with the guys up at the station pretty regular on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me talk. like some damn mother hen.
Let's talk about something else.
Like what?
And then, tell me about the Rangers.
They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless? That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who are in their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight.
Okay, so I think I've gone through all of his dialogue.
A few years back...
Oh, yeah. Goodbye.
Look out for yourself.
Okay, and then Raul should instigate a talk with me. Wherever he's at. Raul?
I can't believe we were allowed inside the Lucky 38. That place has been a legend since before the war.
Where?
Okay, boss.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Follow me.
Right behind you, boss.
Are you gonna, like... There it
Hey,
is.
boss. Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
Seems like a decent guy.
That wasn't what I meant, really. I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Okay, so let's read through them. Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Ranger Andy's tough, more dangerous than most men. You have to give it up. He's just scared he doesn't have what it takes anymore. Doesn't mean they're useless. All that experience is invaluable. Just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless. All that experience is invaluable.
Yeah, I suppose he could still teach. Take a less active role in the world. That's not so
Fuck.
bad.
Is that what you did?
Would it surprise you to know that I used to be a gunslinging adventurer? I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
What happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelled the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
What happened then? That's a little bit bad.
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
You can't think it was your fault. No one can stand against a dozen of them all alone. You blame yourself for this?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
So I might have answered that wrong. I know at one point I was supposed to answer it to kind of convince him to become to his old gunslinger ways. But we'll see. We'll go ahead and we'll talk to some more people. I'll show Raul more of the wonderful world of the Mojave. And the run button. Okay, so here we are at the next location. This is Camp Forlorn Hope, and we're gonna go talk to a certain special someone by the name of Corporal Sterling. His head is kind of
Howdy.
glitching.
Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
At least then we know. You remember everyone who passed through here?
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place.
Seen anything suspicious? Oh, do I have to go through all this? Okay, fine. So have you seen anything
As
suspicious?
a matter of fact, it's funny
Yep.
that you'd ask. A couple nights back, I was on watch in the yard. Got myself a habit of looking all around, not just where I'd expect to find trouble. Old habit, but it saved my hide on occasion. Round about 1 in the morning, I spied some lights in the control tower. Now that's the 3rd time I've spied those lights, mind you. And every time I ask about it, they tell me the place was empty. I'm just saying, didn't look empty to me.
Thanks for the information.
No trouble at all. Might be nothing. Couple frisky young folks looking for a quiet place to snuggle up.
Mm-hmm.
That light is mighty consistent. Always there at 1 a.m. Might be worth a look.
Interesting rifle you got. Lever action?
I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gore bets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different. So long as I could hit my targets.
Mm-hmm. Have you always been the recon?
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
How'd you manage to escape Malpay?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
How long have you been stationed here?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
Goodbye.
Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
So now I have to exhaust all of his dialogue.
Took
So
some
did I?
skills to bring down that fiend. You done good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I've exhausted all of
Always
his
a
dialogue.
pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
Yeah, I've exhausted all of his dialogue. So then we go out. He's still harmed from when we is he still limping? Yeah, he's still limping slightly. From when we took out the fiends. He
Got
dealt with it.
seconds to talk, boss.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
Of course. I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should act that way.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what.
Oh, shit.
It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
Talking about the Great War? What do you remember about it? Ooh, this is
After
pretty
the
good.
fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the Vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick rider. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't basically annihilated?
I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield.
DC is where the first
It was
Fallout,
bad
Fallout
enough.
3 was.
By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin.
They
Still,
can
the city
they
was
can make a
full of
Fallout in
looters,
Mexico City.
already
That'd be
forming
cool.
into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad. Damn, I'm
Of understatement, boss.
really
There were moments it
considerate.
was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the Vaquero outfit hanging on the rack, like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed. For the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Oh. Wasn't it a little bit dangerous then?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
What happened?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
It's terrible. Oh, thank goodness. Finally, I'm considerate.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I led my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old Vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
There we go. Yeah, he is right, though. Sometimes duty and not moderation can cause some devastating things. That's cool. We're learning more about his backstory.
Hope we can defend it this time.
But we're going to learn a bunch more when we head off to Nellis Air Force Base. And I will see you guys there. And next, we talk to a certain someone by the name of Loyal.
If you can't keep that thing under control, I will. Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
See you later.
Bye.
Do I not have anything?
Isn't that bomber a beauty?
Time for me to go.
Later.
Okay.
That's
Oh, there he
a
is.
good thing to see, huh, boss?
Oh, there we go. What are we talking about?
That Loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
He's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah? That's what I thought, too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel. And I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyway. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things?
Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
So why'd you come with me?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
What happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they
Reference
tore it
to
up too much.
film. But they didn't.
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How'd you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
And then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts about what?
About whether I'm really too old to keep living the life of a gunslinger after all. And after seeing what you go through...
Is that, are you saying that I'm old? Is that what that is?
From now on, I'll let you deal with the fighting and stick to keeping your gear working. I don't want to slow you down more than I already do.
And see, and this is what happens. Because I chose, like, the pacifist side, then it was like, I could do that. But because I have a really good speech, I think speech 100 now, I can say that. That's not true, Raul. You're great with a pistol.
You think so? Well, you're the boss. Okay, I'll give it a try. But if I get killed, and if there's an afterlife, I'll haunt your ass.
But Doom, guess what he is? He's got his Vaquero outfit on. Oh, that's so cool. Anyways, guys, I know this episode probably ran a bit over, but it was necessary to get all that. Just wanted to get this stuff out of the way. Finish off his companion quest, more or less. And then we're going to go deal with some loose ends, if you know what I mean. Me and the Vaquero. And I will see you guys about that. We'll deal with that over more towards Vegas. See you guys then for the next
I've
episode.
never seen a ghoul up close. Not sure I wanted to.
Hey, he's a Vaquero. Treat the Vaquero with some respect. See you guys later. Bye.